Hey everybody, welcome back to I Stutter, my YouTube channel where we talk about anything and everything stuttering, stammering, and speech impediments. Yeah, we are at the edge of Texas. Right over there is New Mexico. Alright, let's get started. So we are at the edge of Texas at the last rest stop before you cross into New Mexico, which is right over there. And I wanted to talk about stuff that people say to people who stutter. I don't know, I was driving and that came to mind, and I was like, thinking about all the things that I've heard that people say to me, whether they were ill will or not. I'm sure some of these things were said and with the thought process or with the intent rather to help, but they are still rather stupid, and I mean, they really are. But God bless those who gave who gave such advice with no ill intent, but they really wanted to help, and I guess they thought that they were actually helping. This is a big aloe tree. I've never seen aloe this big before. Good night. Yeah, but anyway, so my favorite one is the quote, "Spit it out." Spit it out. And I think when people say that, I think it's probably more ill will than anything. But yeah, it's not as easy. Okay, so for someone who comes across this video who's very fluent, it probably going to be something that's hard for you to understand, because you might say to yourself, how could speech come so hard? Like, something as easy as speaking be so hard for some people. And I get it, I mean, because if you don't have that kind of problem or disorder, rather, it's hard to understand that. But like, when you say that to somebody who's trying to speak, if anything, you're probably gonna make it worse. Like, for example, like, for someone like me, well, not right now, but like, when I was much younger, like, before that, I learned to control certain aspect of my speech. Like, whenever you would say that to me, it made the problem worse, because now I'm trying to actually speed up and trying to spit it out, and with the way that with what's happening between my brain and my speech mechanism is just becoming far worse and worse. Like, for example, I guess I have to dive into this. Like, my problem is my brain thinks a lot faster than the rest, than my speech mechanism. So yeah, so if I were to say something like this, as simple as the sky is blue, during my problem, what happens is that, so by the time that my brain is at blue, the rest of my speech like system, if you will, haven't even started to say the actual sentence, right? So it's like for me to be fluent, like, that takes like a combination of things. Is that first I have to be like emotionally, like, as calm as possible, very stable, and try to make my mind go at the same speed with everything else that encompasses speech. So that's about as simple as I could put it. Now, of course, that's not the case for everybody who stutters, but with me, I mean, that's what I've realized about myself, and that has helped me to actually start to tackle this problem, where that, though not completely fluent, but I can speak well enough to be able to at least make a life for myself. So yeah, so when you say stuff like "spit it out," it makes it worse, because now, like, it makes me want to rush, and that's the last thing that I want to do. Granted, I mean, this was a problem like, you know, when I was much younger. Before that, I found out about, like, you know, therapy and stuff like that. But my advice is, though you may not mean any harm by it, but don't tell a speech problem person to spit it out. But what I would recommend is, should you need to say something, tell them to take their time. You're not going anywhere. You're gonna hear what they have to say. That will at least calm them down, I think. So yeah, so that's the first one. So I guess this video will be about the top 3, I guess. So the next one would be, think before you say it. I've heard that quite a few times growing up. Think before you say what you have to say. Well, so again, I'm not sure exactly why that people say that. They might think that they're actually helping, but the thing is, just so you know, I'm pretty sure, because, like, you know, contrary to popular beliefs, is that people who stutter are not that bright, which is the reason why that they stutter. It's a kind of like a mental kind of, like, you know, retardation. So I'm here to say that's not the case. Okay, that's not the usual case. This has nothing to do with them not thinking about what they want to say. It's about that they've thought about it. They know what they want to say. It is the process of saying it. So the impediment is not like, you know, the inability to think through a thought. It is the problem of actually going through the process to articulate that thought. So yeah, don't say that, because you're not helping. So one more thing that I've heard quite a bit, like, you know, growing up with speech impediment, is breathe before you talk. Breathe. So again, which is not that bad of a not bad of an advice, really, because you need breath to speak. But you know, like, you know, breathing is just a part of it. It's not the whole thing. It's not the whole process. It's only a part of the process. So I think of the other comments, that's probably the most helpful one, but in the process of the person trying to speak, and, you know, they're trying to in the process of the person trying to speak, and while they're trying to articulate their thoughts, and you're right there screaming at them to breathe, I think it's very stupid. It kind of makes you look like you're very ignorant. I would say not to do that. Just again, let them finish their thoughts. And this is the end of the video. I try to keep these videos very short for you guys. Yeah, but I'm interested to hear in the comment section, as a person with a speech impediment, what were some of the comments that, or advice, quote unquote, that you've heard while that you're having problems, like, you know, speaking, that you've heard from people that you thought were silly, or maybe some were helpful. So yeah, so I would love to hear your pick, your experiences with that. And I hope you guys can hear me, because it's slightly windy up here. But yeah, so I hope you guys are out there crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.